going to talk to you about a young lady who, for lack of a better word, has tried just about every drug on the market, indulged in, and has come through on the other side. It's incredible how people survive all this stuff and live to talk about it. And this is what we're going to do today. Joining us live in the studios, Kimberly, who has been through hell and back. And now she's a recovering junkie, as she calls herself. And she says it was a rough road, but she's on the mend. Kimberly, welcome to Hot 96.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
How are you, Kimberly?
Good morning.
I'm doing so fine. I'm so happy. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
How old are you, Kimberly?
I am 34 years old. 34 young.
34 young.
Yes.
And you, when did you first dabble into drugs? And how'd you get into it?
I was smoking weed at the age of 14. I was at the coast. My older cousin introduced me to the weed. And then at 18, in my high school, there was a boy there, some white boy, some Naivasha cowboy boy, brought some cocaine. And I tried cocaine for the first time. And then I went to university in South Africa. That's where I got introduced to crystal meth. I got introduced to tick. I got introduced to all types of pills. And then I came back to Kenya in 2011. I didn't even think there was hard drugs in Kenya. Honestly, I just thought it was with my European friends because I really like to party hard, like Australians and British people. They really like to party hard. I thought it was like only Naivasha. But in Nairobi, after chilling a bit on the Electric Avenue, the Strip, you guys know the Strip?
Yes,
I got introduced to some unsavory characters. They introduced me to cocaine, and then thereafter, I fell into heroin. I didn't actually know I was going to, it was heroin. I bought it from somebody who tricked me, but anyway, it felt so good, so I carried on. But then 15 years later, it took too much for me, That good feeling only lasts on that day.
You did heroin for 15 years?
15 years strong.
And how long would a hit last?
A hit would last, well, your tolerance goes up really fast. So the first time, if you buy 2 sachets of heroin, you're good for like 7 hours, you're feeling good. But then after about a month, you need about 10 to 20 sachets a day. And after 6 months, you need about 30 sachets a day. Just to feel okay, not even to feel high, just to like manage your withdrawal symptoms.
And how much is a sachet?
Right now, it's 150, but there's some places it's 200 bob.
For heroin?
Yes.
It's not that expensive.
It's not that expensive because you're buying one, but when you need 30 a day, that's like, I don't know, you're spending 5. Exactly.
And cocaine?
Cocaine is about 8,000 shillings, but me, I know the plug, so I can buy it for 5,000. And that's like 1 gram. But in a night, depending, I have friends who are addicted to cocaine. So in a night, they use probably 4 grams. But for somebody who's not an addict, you probably just need 1 gram a night. And so that's the 8,000 bob.
And
so
that'll take you through the night?
It'll take you through the night if you're just a newbie, if you're somebody who's just trying out drugs. But if you're a veteran, you need about 4 grams.
And where do you guys get the money? Because
you know, when I started using drugs, I was a teenager, so it was just mom, there's a sleepover, mom, there's somebody's birthday, mom, we need. And at the time, I wasn't using daily. It's only when I went to uni and I came back and I had lost my mom in 2011. So now it was just me and my African father, and I'm a girl. So my African father doesn't have time for me, you know, I'm a girl. So I was just going to disturb him random things, you know, I need pads, you know.
You didn't know the price of pads.
Will just give you money because they don't want to get into all of that, you know. And so that's how I used to finesse. And I was also working. I was running a bureau. And I was even in the newspaper, hiya. It was a serious bureau. I was making about maybe 30,000 or 50,000 on a good day. And I was 22 years old. And I had nothing to do with this money. And I was not paying rent. I was running the company from my house. So you can imagine, I had this disposable income. I had no idea what to do with money. I'm young, I'm silly. And I'm going through this trauma. My mom has passed, you know, and I have low self-esteem. I didn't graduate university. All my friends have graduated. I'm lagging behind in life. So all those negative feelings, those traumas, those insecurities just fueled my drug use. I just kept wanting more and more because the drugs made me feel good. So I didn't even care I was getting the money. Like, I would get it from my job. I would lie to people. I would steal. I would do anything. Yeah.
And then what happened? When did you hit rock bottom?
I hit rock bottom, I think it was in 2022. Yeah, it's been like 2 years, wow. I've been in recovery for some time.
Well done.
Thank you. It was 2022. I was entering at the drug den, and I know I'll sound crazy, but I met an angel. This random mechanic man outside the drug den just called me. He starts praying for me. I just wanted to finesse him. I wanted him to give me money for, I said I want money for tea, but I just wanted him to give me like 200 bob. So he's like, he's going to buy me that tea. He prayed. I even forgot about the tea. After the prayer, something changed in me. I don't know what it is, but something changed. And you must understand, I was not like a super religious person. I was raised a Catholic, and I've always been like agnostic. I believe there's a higher power, but I'm not religious. So when he prayed for me, something shifted in my mind, in my body, in my spirit. And that day I used the drugs, but something was bothering me. And the next day, I just had to go get help. And that's how I joined the methadone program, and I gave my life to God. Yeah.
Let me ask you, this place where the mechanic was, is the drug den right nearby there? Because if there's a mechanic there, it must be like a real den. Like, where is this? Like River Road?
Yes, I don't want to say because I don't want to sell out my guys. Because
once you say mechanic, I'll narrow it down. So you might as well tell me.
Kitinjio, you know a place called Kitinjio, a place where they slaughter cows and stuff, next to Karinde. This way you can go, you'll get Kaongware. Up there you'll go, you'll get Kikuyu. This way you go, you get Muthigi. I wouldn't say the name of the place. But yes, usually drug dens are in like rough areas, like yeah. It was right outside the drug den, right? You could throw a rock and hit the pusher's head from where we were standing with the pastor man. And the man disappeared. I looked for him the next day. He wasn't seen. And that day when he was praying for me, there were people around. It was a garage, the makeshift. There were people around passing, even the tea lady. And when I asked him like, hey, yo, where's that guy? He calls himself pastor. He had a blue overall, his dark skin. Kim, nani? We didn't see him. Hakuna mtu kama huyo hapa. Nobody even saw that man praying for me. Nobody saw. And I've never met him again in my life.
Maybe
never.
you were hallucinating.
Yeah,
maybe. Good drugs, body now. But what makes a hallucination not real, you know, or dreams not real? I think it was real. I believe it was real.
And you did it for 15 years,
yes,
Kimberly.
Yes.
How
I started with sniffing because I thought it was cocaine. So I sniffed the heroin, which wasn't so good because it burnt my nose. My nose is all the way burnt until this day. The doctors are telling me that he'll just have to take time to heal because like I chimbered a hole there. So then after that,
so you can't smell anything? I
can't smell nothing. I could sit in a toilet. Anyway, let me not get into that. So it chimbered my nose, and then other way, you can smoke it. You can put it in a roaster cigarette, or you can put it in a joint, a blunt, and smoke it. But then the tolerance, after 3-6 months, you can't feel it. You can't when you sniff it, can't feel it. So that's why we pick up the needle. And I used to say I can never inject myself. I'm scared of needles. Even when I go to hospital, I'm scared. But then at some point, because of that need and that withdrawal you're in, you'll just pick up the needle. In the drug den, we have doctors, you know, professionals, better than doctors I've had in big hospitals in there. They find your line very, very fast. You know, when you go to these other hospitals, like I don't know which big hospitals.
Don't name
them. By the time they find your vein, but in the drug den, your vein is found teke, right there. Then you shoot it up. You get this warm feeling, this rush. It feels like all your veins are on fire, all your arteries are on fire. Then your heart beats really quick. You think you're gonna die, and then you go. You're in heaven. Then you just enter this like place, this euphoric place, this place where shame can't touch you, fear can't touch you, the feelings of failure, the feelings of grief, the feelings of despair. You're just in this like safe bubble. You know, and nothing. Even when that's why junkies use drugs in places where there's feces, there's urine, there's dead body, there's all types of things. But there's no shock because you're in this bubble. You're just like you're in another world. Yeah.
Whoa.
So did you deal with the self-esteem issues?
Yes.
What did you do?
Yes. Right now how I'm dealing with them is just being prayerful, being mindful of my mind, being mindful of what I'm doing, my situation. I have a lot of self-awareness. I have to say no to some things, yes to some things. I have to always remind myself that I am in recovery. I am different from most people. What most people can do, like the other day I went to Nakuru, my brother was having an event there. And after about 2 hours, I started to see myself losing it. You know, I wanted to have a drink because I was seeing everybody having a drink. As much as I'm not an alcoholic, I could cross addict, you know. I wanted to have a drink. I saw people smoking. So it's like this super urge that comes over me, stronger than most people. So I had to remove myself from the situation, you know. Yeah, stuff like that. Stuff like that keeps me on point. And then just facing the self-esteem, you know, that's why I don't want to fix my tooth. I have a big mapengo. I said, you know what, I want to walk around this mapengo until, then that's my confidence, you know.
How'd you get it? Yeah.
Oh man, I was in rehab, somewhere in Rongai, horrible place. So when I checked into the rehab, I had super withdrawals. Let me tell you something about heroin withdrawals. They will kill you. You will die. Even policemen, when they arrest us, they don't want to keep us in the cells for too long, because if that person is in their withdrawals, they could die in there, you know, and they don't want the wahala. So I was in really, really bad withdrawals, and that locked me in the in the master bedroom of like a bungalow. It's like a 4-bedroom bungalow. These old houses of Rongai. So when I was locked in there, when it got to about, I think it was 3 a.m., I was vomiting. There was bile all over the bed. I'd peed on myself. It was just this, and I was in this haze because they had pumped me with medication. They had put like 15 pills into me, sedatives, B complex pills. I remember I'm an addict. I've just got into rehab. I haven't been eating food. My system is dry, you know. So when I got up and I wanted to go to the washroom because I was just feeling, I had a seizure, and I fell and I hit my head on the step going into the washroom, and I just blacked out there. In the morning, when the Maasai guard was coming to wake us up for breakfast, he knocked, and I didn't respond. He knocked again. He opened the door, and he found me there. And I had blood all over the place. I came to, and I started crying, and I was trying to look for my tooth in the room. I wanted to stick it back on. It was nuts. It was crazy. It was crazy. So this is 2020, because I was in rehab for a year. They locked me in for a whole year.
Whoa.
So in the rehab, you stay in that room all throughout, or they just make sure you just can't escape from the compound? What were you doing all day?
Yeah, they just make sure you can't escape from the compound. The routine is you wake up, breakfast is from about 7 a.m. to 7:30. It's just a kikombe of chai, kawaida, and 2 slices of bread with very, very little blue band. I don't know why they're so stingy on anyway.
And they're about to tax that bread
imagine,
now.
and you're paying 40,000 a month, and they put blue band on one side, and it's
a business.
And it's not even real blue band. It's like a blue band you buy in the wholesale. Anyway.
Oh, it's that margarine in the box.
Good. The one for boarding school. So there I am. It's 7 o'clock, 7:30. Nimekunywa chai na kikombe. Then you go and sit in the sun. You go and sit in the sun like this. Or you go watch TV.
And there are others with you.
And there are others with me. Kwanza the rehab was really creepy because 7 of the people in there were the side of mental illness. They had gone kidogo a bit too far with their drug use. Now mawaya ziliachilia, so they were there. So imagine me there with 7 men. Guy, ilikuwa ngumu kidogo. So we sit there in the garden at 10 a.m. The counselor comes. We're taught a bit of 12-step program, you know. And then after that you have tea, and then at lunchtime you have your ugali and your cabbage. Okay, 40,000, my guy, 40
a month.
There's no even vinzari. There's not even any nyanya and kitungu. It's just anyway. After that, when it gets to about 2 p.m., you go in for the afternoon class. At 3 p.m., you're given porridge. And then at about 5 o'clock, you're locked in because they don't want people sat outside when the Jion is reaching. At 5 o'clock, you're locked in. And then now you just sit and wait for 7 to have supper. And then if you're a girl, by 9 or 10, you're locked into the room. If you're a guy, you get to chill at the common room. You get to enter people's rooms and beat stories. But if you're a girl, you enter the master bedroom.
Is there any TV, any entertainment, any recreation?
The TV doesn't last. There's a TV, but remember when there were like 7. First, not even people with the mental illnesses are really cool because they just get injected and they just relax. But the alcoholics, the guys who are over 50 who come there and say, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?" So they take it out on like the property. The guy will grab a stone and hit the TV because he wants attention. Yes, I can buy many of them. Do you know who I am? Call my wife, It's madness. So the TV lasts about like a week or 2, and then we need another one. Then we have to changa, they have to call the folks.
Now you see why you get a put for little margarine, because now they have to save money to buy the TVs
every week.
It's tough life. It's tough life in Rehab. It's tough life. It's tough life.
While you were there, obviously you must have felt the urge to go back. I mean, what do you call it? slip back?
Yes. Backslide.
Backslide.
First of all, I've been to rehab 6 times, so I'm just talking about my recent experience. I've run away from rehab twice because of the withdrawals. I finessed really. The first time I ran away from rehab, I didn't even run away. I casually walked out. I woke up really early because of withdrawals. I'd gotten there the night before. I'd actually driven myself there, parked myself there, told my 2 friends to leave. Woke up in the morning. It was about 5:36. I hadn't even slept. So because I know my withdrawals are kicking in, I'm vomiting. I went and sat in the common room. As I'm sat there, I see the askari. He walks past the back of the house and he goes to the kitchen to have tea. And then I saw Ndudhi written meat at the back entering. So I asked myself, how does that Ndudhi enter? See, the askari is there. So then I creep out of the common room, open the door, go up to the gate. The gate is open. They've just pushed it. I pushed that door, and this is somewhere in Banana. If you know Northbrook Farm, the rehab is just at the front of Northbrook Farm. And I ran up the farm. I got to Banana Town. I went to one of those backstreet garages. I told them, give me a phone. I'm barefoot. I don't have a bra. They kept telling me, when you wazimu, umetoka kwa nyumba ya wachizi, si ndio? Because everybody knows that place is for the mad people. Because when they call us for lunch, they usually ring a bell. So when they know when the bell is rang, the people of Banana, they think that's when medication is being given. No, it's our lunch bell. Come on. It's for lunch. So I got away. I've got away many times.
So now, who did you call at and you really like mechanics, because now here you also spoke to mechanics.
Yes, mechanics are the guys. They're the guys. If you get into the good with the mechanics, because they're always in the back streets where the drugs are being sold, and they're the strong guys and they're the sober guys. So me, because I really, the 15 years I was using drugs, I really stayed single. I don't even know how I managed, because as a junkie, you need a man, you need a boyfriend, you need somebody to keep you safe. Because I was walking in Kirinyaga roads at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know,
you never get robbed or anything.
Because I was a chokora. I'm not the person you're seeing here. I was maybe 50 shades darker. My hair was matted with chower and bed bugs, and I had like a layer of grime on me, and I had blood stains, and I was just a street urchin.
Where were you living at that time? Yeah.
I was homeless. I was homeless for a while.
And your dad never looked for you and all this?
You know, families are also sick. They also get sick. Imagine how you take away a family's dignity. Imagine, it's a family disease in a way, because I am part of that family. So when I entered the drugs, and as a society, especially as Africans, we haven't yet gotten our minds around the fact that addiction is a disease. We still look at it as it's a choice. Mtu anataka tu kuharibu maisha yake, and then I'm a Kalenjin and I'm a girl. So you must understand our culture. Men are not very close to women. There's this distance. So the first few years they really tried. Rehab. My dad talked to me. He hugged me. He told me, where do you want to work, Chelimo? Let me get you a job there. Everything. Let me give you a car. He tried everything. So, at some point, you have to leave it to God. I even tell some families, listen, don't coddle your person so much. Because at some point, they have to pull themselves out of that thing. You can't love them hard enough to pull them out. They have to pull themselves out. So I thank God that at some point, my dad backed off. My dad said, what? I'm going to love you from afar. You understand? You figure that stuff out. You get what I mean? And at the time when I was homeless, he didn't throw me out and left me on the street. No. I was meant to be staying at a hostel in Gara taking methadone. I finessed the matron. I told her, hey, listen, is it you've been given like 10,000 a month for me to be here? You don't even want me to be here because I keep stealing from people. So you stay with 2K and give me 8K and I'm gone. Right? And I'm gone. So she'd give me my 8,000, and I would stay homeless and I would be okay. That 8,000, I would use it by morning. By the time she sends it to me, in the morning it's done. Then I'm there with my gunia, nini, like that. So my parents...
What's in your gunia?
Oh, I just used to, if I had my gunia around, it would be so nice. I would just be sliding things inside the gunia. I just walk past people, I really, blend in, inconspicuous, and just be sliding things. I don't even know what I'm sliding. When I get to the drug den, after like 2 hours is when I pour out my gunia, then I check what's going on here. If it's food, I chow, you understand? If it's something I can sell, I sell. If there's something I can sell, I sell. That design.
And Kajo won't arrest you and that kind of stuff?
Kajo thought you were like Santa
don't want
Claus.
us. They know junkies. They don't want a junkie because they know if they arrest me, first of all, I'll be in withdrawals. I'll be diarrheaing all over their car or something. And then I'm a manga. I'm also screaming, I start screaming. I even strip naked. There was a time I started stripping. Thank God the guy stopped harassing. I was stripping naked completely in the street. You don't care. And Kanjo and everybody in town and everybody who's in that back street, and They know of junkies. Junkies are people who you just stay away from, you know. We've survived tear gas, we've survived gunshot. We are sick people.
When's the last time you had a sniff or a puff or a...
The last time was a year and 8 months ago.
You remember it?
Oh, I do remember it. Because I didn't feel anything. I was so angry. I just started methadone. I had gone to the clinic, I started methadone, and then, you know, for the first time you take methadone, you're given 30 milligram before they up your dose to the point where your body is not in withdrawal anymore. So they were still upping my dose, and they only upped it 5 milligram per day. So when I taken that 30 milligram, I was still uncomfortable. I was not okay. And my routine, my mindset was drug den. So it took me a while, by the way, to cut that out of my life, to say I'm not going to the drug den, I'm not using. So I remember that day I'd gone and I'd bought my booster because I was not feeling this methadone. But when I took the booster, I didn't feel anything. You know, methadone goes into your head somewhere and it blocks the highness of heroin. So it was just redundant. So I just started looking at it and said, I'm wasting money. Even the doctors tell you, if you take heroin and you have methadone in your system, you're wasting your time. You're just looking for an overdose because you can't get high. It blocks the dopamine receptors there in the brain. So yeah.
So that's the day you said, hey, hii pesa nimetumia hivi. It's...
Yeah, ni bure. And then, you know, by the time you're getting into recovery, you are so tired. 15 years, I was exhausted. I just wanted a way out. So I didn't, even right now, I don't want to test myself. Even when I'm in the drug dens, because I help some people out, I don't want to see the drug. I don't want the drug in my hand.
Are you afraid of being addicted or
like slipping back?
Yes. Addiction is a relapsing disease. That's why I tell so many people and families to have compassion, because 99% of people who suffer from addiction have to relapse. When you take somebody to rehab for the first time, you don't have to. There's the 1% and there's God. It doesn't have to happen, but please expect a relapse because it is part of the recovery. You know, because that person will go into rehab or whatever treatment program, and they'll come out and they'll be so confident in their recovery, they think they can do anything. You know, I'm okay now, niko sawa, nini, hata tunaweza enda tukunywe pamoja. So that testing, that's how now a person in recovery will know their limits, will know, let me not do that, because the last time I did that, nilianguka flat. So it's a relapsing disease. In my future, I pray for no relapse. I always say the one thing that can make me relapse and go back to drugs is the death of my parent or the death of one of my siblings. I think that's what I need to work through. So every day in the morning, I wake up and I imagine, okay, if this person has died today, what is the first step? And I'm trying to get used to the idea of somebody dying, so that when it does happen, I don't lose it.
Do you have anything you're doing to, you know, boost your self-esteem, something that makes you feel appreciated and loved? Because that's the only way you'll get rid of. You can't wake up and think about someone's death. You know what I mean?
Every day.
Every day.
That's very morbid.
Not every day.
But am I making sense?
Yes, you are. The things that keep me going, I love Joel Osteen. I wake up, I listen to Joel Osteen. I pray. I read Bibles on the phone. And then also boost my self-esteem is helping people. I've adopted 2 children. Not like they're not living with me, but I'm paying for their school fees. I'm feeding them. I've paid for their mother's rents. Their mothers are junkies. I go to the drug den. I give out food. I give out clothes. You know, I get supported by my family on TikTok. You know, sometimes I'm just like, hey, listen, you guys, this kid, the mom's a junkie. What can we do? And we help out. So that boosts my self-esteem, because I'm not so into vanity, like my outward appearance and am I pretty, am I not? Because I've been called all types of names. Like, I call myself a brand new second hand, you know. This car has mileage. I'm more interested in my inner feeling, you know, how I feel inside. And when I help people, and when I get somebody out of addiction, or when I help the families of addicted people, I feel really, really good about myself. I feel like I'm erasing my past, because I was a real gangster, you know. I really did horrible things to people. And if anybody is listening who's my victim, I really, really apologize, and I hope one day I can meet you. And if it's money, I hope I'll have enough money to give you. If it's just some understanding we can reach, I really hope you can give me that time and space.
What is the worst thing you did to someone?
Ooh, I can't say I'll go to jail.
Come on.
Can't say I'll go to jail.
Come on.
Nimaituma mutu. I will not give you the definition of that. Nimaituma mutu. I have made grown men cry. I have taken people away without their permission. I have...
Define taking people away.
I mean, I'm just going to use loose terms over here, loose terms,
Before we
because I
just
really
see-
have court cases. I really have cases.
Joey said friend request.
I really have cases. I'm not even trying to get into that. Ooh, and I really have a probation officer. So hey. We're going slowly here. Yeah, the worst of the worst you can imagine. You know, a junkie doesn't care. I'll cut your throat. I'll do anything for that money. I used to stand in town, Apo Kirinyaga Road, Odeon. If you come up like this, there are these alleys, and I used to stand there with my partner, and we'll just wait for drunk people to pass. Anyone who's vulnerable. If you're a woman, if you're a small man, if you're drunk, anyone who's vulnerable. And it's up to you to decide how far you want to go. If you want your blood to come, whichever way you want, we'll do it. Because at the end of the day, I need that phone and I need the money in your pocket, you know? And I need you to be quiet about it. So if you can't...
You will meet your maker.
Not really. But yeah, it makes you do. You don't have any inhibitions. You don't have fear. You don't have any consciousness. You don't care. You don't care. All you care about is yourself. It's very selfish. You care about yourself and your next hit. You don't care about who you're hurting, who you're stealing from, You don't care.
What does your dad think of you now?
He's still a bit scared of me. You know, my dad calls me, hey, Mkora number 1. Tells me, Chelimo can koroga you. I'm not even sure if he believes I'm 100% sober. He keeps saying after 5 years, because, you know, he's been down that road of, I'm okay now, Dad, I'm sober, oh my God, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And then I relapse. So I think he's just like, let me just wait and see. But I do see him once, you know. He's a cool guy. He gets the thing. And I think now he's really starting to realize that I'm really trying. Because I'm doing it on my own. I'm not calling him and telling him, okay, I'm sober now. Can you talk to somebody like auntie or uncle? I get a job. No. I'm just doing it on my own.
Do you have siblings?
I do.
Are they on the straight and narrow?
They are all on the straight and narrow. Not even one of them smokes cigarettes. And we're 8 children.
And your number?
I'm number 6. There's 2 behind me. Very good kids. They graduated. They're out here. They're doing their things, you know. They all have their careers. Some even are married with their families, you know. Me, I'm the sick one. But I get along so much with my family because I was never close to them when I was a junkie. I was always away from them. So I never stole, or I did rob. I stole from you, Daddy. I'm very sorry, Daddy. I stole so many things. Kwanza, that solar panel,
it was me. That's what the DCI was waiting to hear.
The solar panel, it was me. But that phone, I didn't steal the rabbits. I stole the rabbits. The rabbits, it was me. And I sold them in Kajiado town. I sold one for 300. I sold the rabbits. Can you imagine trying to steal a bunch of rabbits? And they kept jumping out of the box. The duty man is getting fed up. And guy.
That's a movie.
But I really sold the rabbits. So it was me.
When your dad comes home and finds the rabbits that he really loves are gone.
God, the way I said that, the worker left the thing you open, and I think the fisi cooled them. He just looked at me and said, hey, hapa kuna shida. So,
number 1.
Yeah, so I've stolen a lot. I was even laughing the other day. I stole one of my auntie's shoes, and she made such a big deal. I left gold. I left perfumes. I stole shoes. I don't know. I think she should really appreciate that. I don't know. You know, junkie thinking, junkie math is very crazy, you know. I stole shoes, I left the phone, so you should not be so angry, you know. You should be like...
The shoes weren't that new anyway.
I mean. You're
selective.
So what are you doing now going forward?
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing for money?
For money, all right. So first of all, I'm studying at Sapta College in Cornhouse in town. I'm studying to be an addiction counselor. I'm doing a diploma. I'm in my 4th and last semester. I can't even believe I made it here. Although those assignments are coming. Madam Claire, zinakuja is assignments. Also, I'm a TikToker now. I can't even believe I can say that. When I started TikTok, it was for jokes. First, I was just posting thirst traps because I'm trying to get a man. You know, I was like, who can I finesse on this TikTok? You know, nimeokoka, but you know.
Hashtag thirst trap.
You guys are sick. Nobody even slid. I think there's so many people out there on TikTok thirst trapping that I was just one of many. So I said, you know what, so I was just myself, and people really, I don't know, they really like that. So how do I survive? Well, my dad is still my dad, and he still pays my rent. Thank you so much, Daddy. Thank you. I know I'm 34. One day nitakunulia ng'ombe na mbuzi naleta shamba. He still pays my rent. On TikTok, I have supporters. You know, I go on TikTok sometimes. I don't even have transport to get to the methadone clinic. Nothing. And I'll just be like, you guys, I don't even have fare. I don't even have fare. Please, please, please. And I put up my phone number and I have fare suddenly. But I'm trying to find a sustainable way of surviving. Because how, people get tired. Me, I know because I've been an addict. People get tired of helping you. At some point, tafuta kazi. So I'm now looking at other options. I was approached by Linton's Beauty Academy the other day. So we're working on a partnership there. Crewy hair. They sent me products the other day that I'm trying out. So I'm now just exploring. I want to start a group for children and mothers of addicts to try and help them also. Not to finesse money. People just start these charities to finesse money. My finessing days are over. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
And how many followers do you have on the talk that you're doing?
Oh my God, I checked this morning. Yesterday it was 24,900. Now it's 25,000. I can't believe it. And I opened the TikTok in October. It's like 5 months. I can't believe it. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Done.
Have you met someone like you want to settle down with?
No. I think I'm scared.
Why did you go down?
I think I'm scared. I think I'm scared. I think people like me, especially a woman addict, we've been through so much SA. We've been through so much madness with men. Madness. I used to moonlight as a lady of the night to rob gentlemen, right? So in that I really saw a lot. I really saw a lot, and I really was punched a lot, and I really stole a lot. It was just madness. So I think I discovered the time was meant to be falling in love. The time was my innocence was there, and a man should have come into my life and protected me, whisked me away. I was using drugs, so I don't have that innocence anymore. And my experience with men is always just like some kind of exchange, So for me to find a man who genuinely, I will believe genuinely just loves me, like there's nothing that is exchanging hands or anything. I don't know if it's going to happen for me. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we have this young man here, Tosh.
He's so cute by the way. We met downstairs.
I could see there's some chemistry. So.
He's so cute. And I want a shorter man because me, I'm tall. Yeah. I want a man who I can box because I've been boxed too much. I can never. Never.
We don't encourage violence against our
we don't encourage. We don't condone bullying or violence.
Tosh is just the right height. He's smiling. You're like smiling.
Yeah.
You like him?
I like him. He's so cute.
Tosh. Takusimamia dawari. Chezo kwisha.
What do you tell someone who's listening to you for the very first time and they're in it? They're spiraling in a crazy world of drugs and don't know how to get out. And they're so desperate and they're young and they're dumb and don't know what to do.
First and foremost, I would tell them there's hope. You can change. Those things you've done, the stealing, the lying, the making your mother cry and pissing off your father is chasing, those things happened yesterday. Today is a new day, If you start changing, because they're not angry at you, they don't hate you, they hate your behavior, the behavior that is coming from that drug use. So if you can deal with this behavior, you understand, everything will fall into place. What I'll tell this person is first understand what you're going through, what drug you're using, and the reasons. The drug is the symptom, Look behind. Why are you using this drug? Why are you trying to escape? Is it that you are having feelings of failure? Is it that you have low self-esteem? Is it that you're going through some divorce? Is it that your child is sick somewhere in a hospital? What is the real problem? After that, please find yourself a counselor, an addiction counselor, right? Sit down with that person, come up with a treatment plan, execute that treatment plan, and start rebuilding your life and those relationships that are broken. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are your handles?
I'm only on TikTok at African X Junkie. At only on TikTok. Pia YouTube African X Junkie. Pia Instagram African X Junkie. Niko hapo.
Kabisa.